Hey guys, JJ here, and I just got finished watching episode 2 of Bokutachi wa Benkyou ga Dekinai, or We Never Learn. And this week's episode was alright. If I had to give it a score out of 10, maybe I'll give it a 6 out of 10 or 6.5 out of 10. I mean, there were parts of it that was funny, I laughed, but it wasn't really that funny. The plot for this week was that we found out that Nariyuki will need to tutor another girl, a third girl, Uruka, who loves to swim. She loves to swim, and she's really good at it. Even Nariyuki in this episode even alluded that she might one day join the Olympic team, which is, that's really good. That's really talented. You really need to be good at what you're doing to make it to the flippin' Olympics. But she just like the other two girls, she's really bad at everything else, and she really hates studying. We saw in this episode that she really hates studying, and we find out that she's only been able to keep up with her work, her schoolwork, because she keeps copying stuff from Nariyuki, who kind of supports her in the background. So I was actually pretty surprised that we got introduced to a new girl so soon from the beginning, because last episode we just got introduced to the other two girls, which are the girl that's smart on calculations and math, and the other one who's very good at English and language. So I was really surprised that we got introduced to this new girl who didn't really usually you would expect for the story to bring on another girl once we've gone through, or we've been able to connect with the other two girls first, and bringing in a third girl so soon to the story, it was kind of weird. But the only thing that's good from this happening was that Uruka was that we found out that Uruka actually already has a pre-established relationship with Nariyuki, and that's good because she can contrast the other two girls who've never actually been in contact with Nariyuki. Uruka actually already has a crush on Nariyuki. She already has a reason to why she has a big crush on Nariyuki. We found out that she overheard during middle school that Nariyuki commends her, I guess, the effort she puts into her swimming. So he was okay with supporting her, and that brings a new dynamic to the story. But the thing is, we still haven't really found out or established the dynamic with Nariyuki and the two other girls. I mean, the first episode did establish that a bit, but I would want for it to be established way more before introducing a new girl. We still don't really have any clue of what Nariyuki's relationships are with the other two girls. I mean, they literally just met last episode. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, the episode 1 really did well of developing how the kind of the status quo is gonna be from now on. Like in episode 1, how we saw Nariyuki bond with the other two girls at night when one of them saw the stars and the other one played cards with him, and that's good. But I would like to see more of those two girls first, and it's kind of weird that we got introduced to Uraka in this episode. But moving on from the introduction of Uraka, this episode further develops Nariyuki's relationship with Ogata, or Rizzy, the smart girl, and I think it's good. We get to see Rizzy slowly developing her English skills, which is good because She finally got to submit that essay that her teacher kept rejecting, and she finally had the ability to write her own short essay, and and Nariyuki didn't really help her that much. She just went home and then she wrote that short essay by herself. So that's a very good development for Rizzy. But other than that, there's not really a lot of things to talk about this episode. Like I said, some of the jokes were pretty funny. Like for example, when the electricity went out and Rizzy was very scared. That was pretty good. And also afterwards where Uraka pretended to be scared just so she can cling to Nariyuki. That's pretty good too. We didn't really get to see a lot of Fumino this episode, which is kind of disappointing because I would have expected her to get developed further this episode. But then, hey, I'd expect that to happen next episode. Speaking of next episode, we also saw the pink-haired teacher. I think she's a teacher, or I think she's also the previous tutor for the two girls. So we also got to see her kind of ominously looking in the window, thinking that Nariyuki's success is just not really that impressive. So I don't know, maybe she'll try to do something to mess it up because she's jealous that Nariyuki's actually making some progress with the girls. I don't know, we'll find out next episode. So those are my thoughts for this episode. Not really a lot to talk about. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and remember to tune in next week for episode 3. Thanks.